the latest developments within the armed forces of the Philippines to significant events across the country, we bring you the stories that matter. Tune in every Mondays to Fridays at 12 noon for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Second Infantry Battalion completes landslide search, rescue, and retrieval operations in Baguio City. Former NPA members receive immediate and livelihood assistance from the government in Dipolog City. President Marcos orders agencies to speed up waste clearing operations in Baclaran River. DPWH vows tighter monitoring of 107.4 billion peso flood control budget for 2027. Good day, everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo in Quezon City. Today is Thursday, August 13, and this is AFP Community News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. This is Jai Simbahon here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 102nd Infantry Kaakibat Battalion under the Joint Task Unit Panagkaisa successfully completed search, rescue, and retrieval operations following a landslide in Gisad Sur, Baguio City. 13 individuals were affected by the incident, 30 of which were rescued and brought to Baguio General Hospital Medical Center for treatment, and 10 recovered fatalities. Troops of the said unit worked alongside partner agencies throughout the response, demonstrating effective interagency coordination, timely action, and teamwork. Meanwhile, the successful operation highlights the Philippine Army's steadfast commitment to protecting and serving the Filipino people, especially during times of crisis.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And 2 friends rescued, former members of the New People's Army, currently under the supervision of the 97th Infantry Calasaglahi Battalion, received a total of 65,000 pesos in benefits under the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program held at the Top Plaza Hotel, Dipolog City. The beneficiaries, identified as alias Bunso and alias Dondon, received immediate assistance and livelihood assistance from the government to help them return to a peaceful and productive life. The said activity was also conducted alongside the orientation seminar on the ECLIP program led by representatives from the DILG and DND, specifically the Task Force Balik Loob. Meanwhile, the 97th IFE Commanding Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Jesse G. Bergonia, underscored that the ECLIP assistance serves as a concrete proof of the government's continued support for former members of armed groups who chose to abandon the armed struggle and embrace a peaceful and productive life.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now we have an update from Gina about Visayas Command installs new acting commander. Gina?
Yes, Jai, the Visayas Command installed its new commander in an acting capacity during a joint change of command and retirement ceremony of outgoing Commander Lieutenant General Fernando M. Reyes, Philippine Army, held at Camp Lapu-Lapu, Cebu City yesterday. Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff General Antonio G. Navarrete, Philippine Army, presided over the joint ceremony, which recognized Lieutenant General Reyes' decades of dedicated and exemplary service to the nation. During the ceremony, Major General Peter B. Borgonio, Philippine Army, formally assumed the post as acting commander of the Visayas Command. Meanwhile, as acting commander, Major General Borgonio is expected to build upon the accomplishments of the previous leadership and continue advancing the command's mission of safeguarding the Visayas while supporting the AFP strategic thrust toward territorial defense. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD Armed Armed Forces News.
And newly installed 601st Infantry Unifier Brigade Commander Brigadier General Gremel B. Bual strengthened ties with local governments in Maguindanao del Sur through courtesy visits to key provincial officials. Brigadier General Brual visited the office of Honorable Dato Ali Midtimbang Alhaj, Governor of Maguindanao del Sur, as part of his initiative to strengthen coordination and ties between the Unifier Brigade and the local government. During their meeting, they discussed the continuation of programs aimed at maintaining community resilience, strengthening public trust and cooperation, and further solidifying the collaboration between security forces and local government units for the peace and development of Maguindanao del Sur. Meanwhile, Brigadier General Brual also conducted a courtesy visit to the Honorable Dato Guadzali Rene Mitimbang, a Municipal Mayor of Gindulngan, and Honorable Basir D. Otto Halhaj, Municipal Mayor of Dato Saudi Ampatuan.
DWDD Armed Forces
And the 602nd Infantry Brigade Acting Commander, Colonel Romeo N. Bautista III, warmly welcomed the members of Task Force 92 from the 1st Brigade Combat Team in Barangay Pigkalagan, Sultan Kudarat, Maguindanao del Norte. Colonel Bautista acknowledged the vital role of the Task Force 92 in supporting election-related security operations as a rapid deployment force. He also emphasized the importance of coordination, discipline, and professionalism among the troops to ensure a safe, orderly, and peaceful Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao parliamentary elections in the region. Meanwhile, the Task Force 92 will assist the 602nd Infantry Brigade in maintaining peace and order within designated areas of operations during the 2026 BARM parliamentary election.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio Report.
And now let us hear some information from Spencer about 6th Infantry Division holds handover of mobility assets and service firearms. Spencer?
Yes, indeed. The 6th Infantry Campilan Division held a ceremonial handover of mobility assets and refurbished service firearms at the division headquarters, Kamsyong, Coawang Dato Odinsin Tuat, Maguindanao del Norte yesterday. 6th ID and Joint Task Force Central Commander Brigadier General Ricky Bonayog led the presentation and turnover of serviceable assets to the division subunits together with the key officers of the division and the 12th Forward Service Support Unit Support Command, who formally received the assets. Before the ceremonial handover of the said equipment, a blessing ceremony was conducted, ensuring divine protection and guidance for the troops who will operate and employ the equipment in the line of duty. Meanwhile, mobility assets and service firearms underwent the necessary maintenance and refurbishment to ensure their serviceability, reliability, and operational availability for the troops who will use them in the performance of their duties. This is Spencer reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer.
DWDD Armed Forces
And troops of the 22nd Mechanized Infantry Valiant Company of the 2nd Mechanized Infantry Battalion participated in a community cleanup drive conducted at Paramkay Poblacion, Dato Paglas, Maguindanao del Sur. The said initiative was conducted in coordination with the LGU Dato Paglas MPS, BLGU Poblacion, MDRRMO, RHU Dato Paglas, and community volunteers. The cleanup drive underscored the unit's commitment to maintaining community engagement, environmental stewardship, and strengthened civil-military cooperation within its area of responsibility. Meanwhile, the activity reinforces a shared responsibility to maintain a clean, safe, and orderly community.
DWDD Armed Forces
And for our national news,
DWDD National News.
the Philippine National Police step up its post-disaster recovery efforts in the aftermath of tropical cyclones in Luis Maymay and the enhanced southwest monsoon or Habagat. PNP Chief General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. said police units in calamity-affected areas were directed to maintain heightened visibility and work closely with local governments as they begin restoring normal community activities. The PNP reported 26 deaths from weather-related incidents as of Tuesday afternoon, which include 25 civilians and 1 police officer. Nartates said their responsibility does not end with search and rescue operations. They will remain engaged in the recovery phase by maintaining security, supporting relief efforts, and helping communities recover from the effects of the disaster.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio Report.
And now let us hear the report of Beth about Spear Division Commander visits Sandigan Battalion. Beth?
9th Infantry's 3rd Division Commander Major General Alwin I. Almasi revisited the 9th Infantry Battalion to personally engage with the troops, assess their situation, and ensure the unit's continued readiness to carry out its mission. The visit is part of the 9th ID leadership's ongoing effort to maintain close ties with unit and the field, listen to the soldiers' situation and needs, and directly convey the division's guidelines and priorities. In this engagement with the personnel of the 9th IB, Major General Almasi commended and recognized the Sandigan Battalion for its recent successive victories against communist terrorist group within its area of operations. Meanwhile, parts of the visit also involved Major General Almasi engagement with former rebels who had returned to the fold of the law. This is Betaneta reporting for the AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tanyete.
DWDD National News.
And the entire province of Pampanga has been placed under a state of calamity due to the effects of the enhanced southwest monsoon or habagat. Pampanga PIO said a declaration was made through resolution number 10524 as flooding continues to affect communities across the province. Based on data, a total of 860,076 individuals or 269,775 families have been affected by the inclement weather. Flooding was reported in 297 barangays across 17 local government units, while 7,731 individuals have been evacuated. The declaration of a state of calamity is expected to facilitate the faster use of calamity funds and the delivery of relief, emergency response, and other forms of assistance to residents severely affected by the rains and flooding.
DWDD National News.
And President Marcos has directed the Department of Public Works and Highways and Metropolitan Manila Development Authority to accelerate the clearing and waste collection operations at the Baclaran River in Parañaque City, which recently drew public attention due to the massive garbage accumulation following heavy rains. The President gave the directive during his inspection of the ongoing clearing and waste collection operations at Baclaran River. Marcos said the heavy rainfall over the past week, combined with accumulated garbage and a damaged trash trap, resulted in a massive buildup of waste in the river. To address the problem, Marcos has directed the DPWH and MMDA to deploy personnel and equipment, including dump trucks, backhoes, and inflatable rubber boat to accelerate the clearing of the waterway.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio Report.
And now we have some information from Joanne about 5th Infantry Division ensures dignified burial for our unclaimed female cadaver. Joanne?
After days of efforts to identify her and locate her loved ones, the female cadaver recovered in the mountains of Abra was finally laid to rest on August 12 with dignity and respect. The remains, already in an advanced state of decomposition when discovered by government troops, underwent the necessary documentation and medical legal procedures in coordination with the Philippine National Police and concerned authorities. With no family immediately able to take custody of her remains, the concerned authorities ensured that she would not be left without a proper and decent burial. For the 5th Infantry Star Division Philippine Army, her death is more than another consequence of armed conflict. The 5th ID reiterated that respect for human dignity transcends affiliation. As it continues to support the Philippine National Police in law enforcement support operations, the divisions remain committed to upholding international humanitarian law and ensuring that even in death, every person affected by armed conflict is treated with compassion, dignity, and respect. This is John Sagauk reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Public Works and Highways vowed tighter monitoring of the 107.4 billion peso flood control budget for 2027. DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon said the agency carefully reviewed the allocation to ensure that projects included in the budget have proper plans. He added the fund will definitely be monitored not only by the government but also by the local government units, civil societies, NGOs, and by the countrymen. The tighter scrutiny comes as the government faces continuing criticism over flooding and anomalous flood control projects. Dizon said the 107.4 billion peso allocation is significantly lower than previous flood control budgets, which had reached nearly 300 billion annually.
DWDD. National
And the
News.
Commission on Elections started removing illegal campaign materials in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao ahead of its first parliamentary elections next month. Comelec Chair George Garcia said members of the poll body's personnel were accompanied by the Armed Forces of the Philippines troops in the removal operations to ensure their safety. This came after a shooting incident during its removal of illegal campaign materials in Mindanao in 2023. The Philippine National Police said and the Philippine Army have started deploying more personnel to secure the BARM elections, which is scheduled on September 14.
DWDD. National News. Armed Forces. Radio.
And now we have more updates from Mike about 1103rd Infantry Brigade participates in Kasulutan Elementary School rehabilitation groundbreaking ceremony. Mike?
The 1103rd Infantry College Brigade joined the groundbreaking ceremony for the classroom rehabilitation of Kasulutan Elementary School in Barangay Gandasuli, Paticul, Sulu. The project brings together the local government unit of Paticul, GVRF, Ateneo de Manila University, and school community, and other partners and stakeholders. In his message, College Brigade Commander Brigadier General Emmanuel Cabasan emphasized that the project is more than rebuilding classrooms. It is building opportunities, nurturing dreams, and investing in the future of our children. Meanwhile, the 1103rd Infantry Brigade reaffirmed its commitment to the working alongside educators, local leaders, parents, and partner organizations in addressing the needs of the community. This is Mike reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mike.
DWDD. National
Regular
News.
postponement of elections could cause uncertainty in governance, according to Commission on Election Chairperson George Garcia. This come amid the filing of bills seeking to postpone the barangay and sangguniang kabataan elections. He explained that both sitting government officials and the public are in limbo on whether or not a continuation or change of leadership will happen. However, Garcia maintained that the poll body will leave the decision to Congress and abide by it.
DWDD. National News.
Senator Francis Pangilinan has filed a bill seeking to remove system loss charges from household electricity bills. Pangilinan said Filipino families already struggling with the rising costs of food, education, healthcare, transportation, and other basic necessities could benefit from every peso removed from their electricity bill. He added consumers should not be charged for system losses because they did not cause or consume the electricity lost in the distribution system. Senate Bill number 2378, or the Proposed System Loss Charge Removal Act, seeks to ensure that households are not made to pay for electricity losses they neither caused nor consumed.
DWDD. National News. Armed Forces. Radio.
On the other line, we have an additional update from Meljoy about Valiant Brigade support people's organizations of Nueva Vizcaya. Meljoy?
Yes, good afternoon. The 501st Infantry Valiant Brigade Philippine Army participated in the Provincial People's Organization Summit held at the Highlander Hotel Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. The activity was facilitated by the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation and Unity, 86th Infantry Highlander Battalion, 5th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, in collaboration with various national government agencies and the Philippine National Police, with the participation of Provincial Governor Attorney Jose Gambito. The participating people's organization are composed largely of former members of communist terrorist groups who have returned to the folds of the law and are now supporting government peace initiatives. Their transformation from conflict-affected individuals into productive community members demonstrates the continuing gains of the government's peace, reconciliation, and reintegration efforts. Brigadier General Banyes highlighted that sustaining these gains requires a whole-of-government and whole-of-community approach wherein government agencies, local governments, security forces, and the people work together to address the root causes of conflict and create opportunities for peaceful and sustainable communities. The summit served as a platform to strengthen partnerships among former rebels, people's organizations, government agencies, and other stakeholders, reinforcing their shared commitment to winning the peace and building resilient, self-sustaining communities in Nueva Vizcaya and the Cordillera region. This is Mel Inesio Arroco reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD National
The
News.
Senate has ratified the Philippines' status of visiting forces agreements with Canada and New Zealand. The Senate concurred in the ratification of the two SOFAs through a 19-0 vote, allowing the Philippines to conduct joint military activities and exercises with Canada and New Zealand. Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz Zubiri welcomed the defense treaties, citing the country's long-standing friendship with the Philippines. Zubiri also cited his personal ties to both countries, noting that two of his sisters were married to Canadians.
DWDD National News.
Senator Raffy Tulfo has filed a Senate resolution seeking to investigate the proposed Pac Silica hub in Nuclear City, Capas, Tarlac, to determine its economic, environmental, social, technological, and national security implications. In filing Senate Resolution 571, Tulfo underscored the need to assess whether existing laws and regulatory safeguards were adequate as the Philippine government prioritizes digital infrastructure, artificial intelligence, and advanced manufacturing to drive economic growth, create quality jobs, and attract investments. He said while such investment may contribute significantly to economic growth, technology transfer, innovation, and job creation, they have likewise generated public concerns and policy questions. Tulfo said that among the concerns raised were land use and urban planning, water consumption, resource allocation, and environmental sustainability, as well as the project's potential impact on the rights, welfare, cultural integrity, and ancestral domains of indigenous peoples and local communities.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear more from Jimboy about 11th Field Artillery Battalion leadership visits 32nd Infantry Battalion in Basilan. Jimboy.
11th Field Artillery Battalion Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Rogelio C. Baitek visited the 32nd Infantry Daredevil Battalion at Headquarters 32nd IB Barangay Tumahubog, Sumisip, Basilan yesterday. 32nd IB Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Jerwin T. Maghuyop welcomed the Lieutenant Colonel Baitek and his team together with the key officer and personnel of the Daredevil battalions. During the visit, both officers discussed the importance of maintaining close coordination and open communication between units, particularly in matters requiring timely information sharing, operational support, and synchronized effort. Meanwhile, the visit reaffirmed both unit commitment to strengthening infantry and field artillery units' interoperability and maintaining strong professional relationship and cross coordination in the performance of their respective mission. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jimboy. And now we have another report from Terence about House approves on third reading the Universal Access to Digital Academic Learning Resources Bill. Terence.
The measure that would provide college students free access to digital textbooks, academic resources, and high-speed Wi-Fi on their campuses has been approved on third and final reading by the House of Representatives. House Speaker Faustino Bojdini III said, House Bill number 9532, or the proposed Universal Access to Digital Academic Learning Resources Act, aims to address inequality in access to educational materials and reliable internet connectivity. The measure was approved Wednesday with 202 votes in favor, 0 against, and 0 abstentions. Under the bill, a National Academic Content Repository, or NACR, will be established under the Commission on Higher Education in partnership with the Department of Information and Communications Technology and higher education institutions. The repository will provide students and faculty nationwide free online access to digital textbooks, lecture videos, syllabuses, research papers, and other open educational resources. The bill also mandates free campus-wide high-speed Wi-Fi for students and faculty in both public and private higher education institutions. Rural and under-resourced campuses will be given priority during the initial implementation. Speaker D said access to education today also means access to technology, and students should not be disadvantaged simply because they cannot afford expensive books or internet load. The measure also provides grants for Filipino academic content and encourages faculty members to create and share educational materials. Speaker D said the bill could help close the educational gap by allowing students in the rural campuses to access the same quality of academic materials available to students in major universities. The measure will now move to the next stage of the legislative process. Terence Mordeno Grano reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Terence.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news, Philippine National Police Chief General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. ordered a thorough probe into a shooting incident in Cavite province that resulted in the killing of 2 people, including a police officer. The shooting occurred at about 1:30 a.m. Wednesday in a resort in Maragondon town where another police officer was injured while the suspect, also a police officer, was arrested and is now under the custody of the local police. Nartates said the circumstances surrounding the incident are still being established. He said police officers are expected to exercise discipline, restraint, and sound judgment at all times, whether on or off duty. The PNP chief added they will not prejudge the case, but neither will it tolerate any violation of the law or PNP rules and regulations.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our DWDD AFP Radio Facebook page. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jai Simbaon for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
From the latest developments within the armed forces of the Philippines to significant events across the country, we bring you the stories that matter. Tune in every Mondays to Fridays at 12 noon for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster